CompassRN is an important organization because it really provides that additional access, that additional awareness, and again, the support and mentorship that I believe is needed for students as they go on their nursing journey.
Welcome to Navigating Nursing Podcast. I'm your host, Ilene, and I'm excited to have you guys here with us today. So I have Miss Renee here with us today on our very first episode to give us a little insight as to what put it upon her to start this podcast that is coincide with the organization she also started, CompassRN.
My name is Renee. I've been a nurse for 15 years. I have worked in case management, infusion nursing, and medical surgical nursing, or med-surg. And I am originally from Orlando, Florida. I was born and raised there. And I've been in Houston for about 11 years now. And I always wanted to be a nurse. It's, as a little kid, little cheesy story. It's everything that I wanted to do as a kid. And so, I started CompassRN for the little Renee in me at 15, 16 years old, the help, the guidance, the support, the access, the awareness, everything about nursing, everything that is that CompassRN is everything, honestly, that I needed. And so I'm just excited to help inspire, to help to support, and just be a resource. CompassRN is an important organization because it really provides that additional access, that additional awareness, and again, the support and mentorship that I believe is needed for students as they go on their nursing journey. I always say at some point in your journey, it may be at the beginning, it may be in the middle, it may be at the end, that everyone is going to need some kind of support. Mm-hmm. And so what we are doing here in Houston is providing that opportunity for students to really connect with an organization that not only will expose them to the field and the career, but to maintain that connection and that support that is needed throughout the journey. We do that by having no cost to low cost summer nurse camps, year-round learning opportunities to keep students, again, connected. And then we also have a mentorship program. And so those three pillars is what we're really standing upon to help students become more confident, right, and more prepared to enter nursing, not only as a nurse, but as a nursing student. So what we do is provide them with that inspiration, the support that some students don't have, and also have that continued guidance. So we're just really excited to be able to reach students on a scale now where we can expand our reach, like having this podcast. We have some students who have never met a nurse, and yet alone a nurse that looks like them or that looks like someone from their community. So going to where they are, meeting them where they are is an important piece of CompassRN.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
What a vision.
Thank you. I would love for the viewers to learn a little bit about you, our hostess with the mostest.
Oh my goodness.
Share a little bit about who you are.
Well, again, I'm Ilene. I have been a nurse for about 5 years now. And I became a nurse because I wanted to help people. I used to go to the hospital and to doctor's appointments with my mom. She would take my aunt to her visits, and I got to see, how the nurses interacted with her and how they helped her. And I was just like, I want to do that. I want to help. So I was, putting Band-Aids on everybody. And so that was my first start. But yeah, so I went to nursing school. My journey was a little different. It wasn't a straight line straight to that degree. Made a couple of detours, did some U-turns, but I got there. And so I started off working in progressive care, or PCU, also known as intermediate care as well. So I started there, and then I went into working into cath lab and IR recovery. I was there for a little while, and I've done some occupational health nursing as well as working in the pre-admit department. So in that time, I've touched a lot of different areas of nursing, and I'm just excited to see where my nursing journey continues to take me. But yeah, I just love to give all the knowledge I have, back to the community and reach the unreachable. Now we got this Navigating Nursing podcast, say that again. Navigating Nursing podcast.
Navigating nursing. Helping you navigate.
Yes.
We all have different journeys, like Ilene said. And that's okay. It is okay.
Okay. Yes, most definitely. Everyone's story is not going to be the exact same. I mean, if every story was the same, would you want to read that book?
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
you would not. You wanted to read
Spice it up a little bit.
Yes. So how can a student get involved in this program? Like they're like, oh, this sounds like something I want to be a part of, or that may help guide me. How do they do that?
So I really I think honestly, one of my favorite things to do, that's a core piece of CompassRN, is to meet students. So going into the schools, going into middle schools, high schools, talking about nursing, not only talking about it, but also I like to learn what students know about nursing. Like I feel like there's a lot of buzzwords going on out there. You hear what nurses do. You may hear negative. You may hear positive things. So just hearing what you know, and just kind of expanding beyond that, expanding the awareness of the nursing field. So we do information sessions in the classroom, but then we also, like today, I went to a college fair, right, in one of the school districts where I don't know how many students came, and we set up a table and provide more information, not only about CompassRN, but also nursing. So they can sign up for our camps. That's kind of the initial recruitment. And then once you come to a camp, you have the option of staying connected. And like I said, some of the year-round events and things that we have. And then you can come back and hopefully serve as a mentor when you finish your nursing journey, right? Your prereqs, nursing school. Once you become a nurse for at least a year, we want you to come back and then be that support system to another student in high school. So really just the camps are kind of that first kind of dip your toe in and see if it's something that you're interested in. And if you are, we want to hang out with you until you are done.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
well, if you have maybe a school that would like for you to come to their facility and bring all your knowledge and kind of, leave a little imprint, how do they get in touch with you, or how do they, get you out there?
Good question. So you can go on compassrn.org. You can send us an email and just ask for that. We've had some schools reach out and say, hey, either if you can't do like an information session, do you have a flyer for your camp? Or can we do like a virtual session? We've done that as well. But yeah, that it's really kind of easy. We love to see students and just get more understanding of what students are interested and why. I've learned that some students are interested, like I was as a kid, where that's all that I ever wanted to do. I knew that I always wanted to be a nurse, but then we also have students that maybe they never considered nursing because they thought it was like a linear pathway or like one type of nurse that you could be. So I really enjoy talking to both students, right? The ones that are excited, they get even more excited when we talk about nursing. And then other students who are like, I never really knew nurses could do all of that. Like I always thought nurses were just kind of, they just took orders and that was it. So just meeting again, like I said, meeting students where they are and providing more of that inspiration. So
why did you start CompassRN? What made you want to bring this to life? Like start getting out there?
So I started CompassRN really because during this time that students are going through like in high school and preparing for their career, I really struggled in that phase. Like I knew that I always wanted to become a nurse, like I said, but I just had no direction. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was just out here trying to do something, right? Swimming swimming and just trying to figure it out.
Okay. Against the current, no direction.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And so that was over 20 years ago, right? And now meeting students who are kind of, some of them are going through the same growing pains that I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always had a heart for mentorship, always loved the prereq phase, because again, that's where my struggle was. And so I really wanted to come up with something that I was super passionate about and that I could relate to. And again, that students are still facing. And so I started CompassRN really for the Renee that was 16 at the time, right? If I could have just latched on to something, I think I would have done better in my high school classes, which was a big thing for me. I would have taken high school a lot more seriously to prepare for college and to have more options. And I think I just would have been more just confident in preparing to be a nurse. So I started CompassRN for those students who, in one, maybe all of those areas are what students are going through. But even if it's just one area where maybe you're already in nursing school and you just need that support, or maybe you're like me and you didn't know any nurses and you could never ask any questions, to really determine if nursing was for you. So the access, the awareness, and the mentorship is really a culmination of everything that I needed during that time, and that I think is really helpful to the students that we reach and that we target today. So if that answers your question.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you mentioned mentoring. So how do you get mentors for your program?
Yes. So the mentorship is one of my favorite parts, because I think it's really cool where, how I mentioned, it's more than a camp. So you can come to a camp. Like we have some students who I met when they were getting ready to go into the 10th grade. And now they're getting ready to graduate high school. And so for those students, if you want to stay connected with CompassRN, at the very beginning of your senior year, we we put out a call. If you're interested in the mentorship program, it is optional. Mm-hmm. And so you sign up, you write an essay of why you want to be a mentee, why you want to be matched with a mentor, a nurse mentor. And then from there, we match a student with someone who we believe would be a great fit for them to help and encourage them and provide that guidance along the way. And they'll have that same nurse mentor until they become a nurse, or until they decide, that maybe nursing is not for them. Hopefully, we want everybody to be a nurse that wants to be a nurse, yes. But, things change. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and that's how I met you. Yes. That's how I met the amazing Ilene. Ilene's one of our nurse mentors. And I remember when I met you, you were just so passionate about nursing, and we already had a student in mind, right, when we met you. And so that's one of the things that I love about it, is that students are in different areas. They come from different backgrounds. And then to be able to say, you know what, we want someone that can help you along the way to be able to provide that support. So, yeah.
Okay. And so do you need more nurses? And
yes.
If they want, like, how do they apply or get connected into being a mentor?
Yes. So absolutely. We would love to have more nurse mentors, more volunteers. If you go on our website, KompassRN.org, you can send us an email at info@KompassRN.org. There's also a contact form on there, but we're always looking for just people who are interested in inspiring students. So even if it's not mentorship, if it's not a volunteer, if you just want to come and hang out and just have students ask you questions, here and there, that's something that, students are just excited. And that's what I love. I just feel like, so a lot of the students that I meet, the majority of them are just so much more advanced than I was, like taking, AA, like getting your AA degree before you even graduate high school or at the same time, and just being more prepared and having your life mapped out, like just excited.
Now, what's an AA degree?
An AA degree, Associates of Arts degree.
Okay.
Or if it's just taking the initiative, are things that I wish I would have, is one of the big things I wish I would have done, that I see in a lot of students who either they may not have all of the resources at their school to know what initiatives to take. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things that I enjoy about CompassRN as well, is if it's not a mentor, if it's just you being exposed to different opportunities. If you come to a camp and you find out, hey, maybe I can do this. I never even thought I could do it. And I have people supporting me and saying that I can do it. So, yeah.
So the nurse mentors that you are looking for, essentially, are there any qualifications or specific qualifications that they need to have in order to be considered?
Yes. So at least 1 year, well, 2 years, excuse me, at least 2 years of nursing experience. I know that first year of learning what you're doing as a new nurse is very, it's a lot. So at least 2 years to be able to get your feet in the ground and then come back and be a mentor. And just the willingness to serve, the willingness to help the future of nursing and answer questions and provide the guidance, the big sister, the big brother, just helping students with the direction that they need.
Okay. And so you said you match, the nurse and the mentors together. How do you decide that? Like, what is the deciding factor, or do you get to know them? Like, how do you decide who's matched with whom?
So I like to, I'm big on trying to have some type of interaction before. Like, I always feel like having words come off of a page is nice. So like, I know when we met you, I think it was a couple more of the CompassRN team that we just kind of went off of your vibe and your personality and just loved who you were. And again, we already had a student in mind, and having the student write an essay of why they want to be or why they want a mentor and what they're interested in doing as a nurse at the moment, because of course that can change. But really getting an understanding of why. Like, why do you want to do this? And just ensuring that you have the time and going from there. So,
okay. Now, you said y'all have camps, you do speaking engagements. What other events or things are you doing out in the community?
Wow, we do, like you mentioned, the summer nurse camps are like, a big hit. Like, we love having as many students as we can. And we've expanded from having our first camp, we had 35 students at one school of nursing here in Houston that we collaborated with, a great partner. And then the second year, we kind of expanded. We had 9 camps with 9 different schools of nursing, or 7 different schools of nursing. 2 of them were with hospitals. But 7 different schools of nursing who agreed to allow us to come in their space and bring in students that live in their area, as massive as Houston is, to be able to kind of put pins across the city. And so that year we had, I think it was right over 250 students that we reach. Also for our middle school students, we have what we call our CompassRN wellness camps. And so they learn CPR, they learn stop the bleed, Heimlich maneuver if somebody's choking. And so altogether in 20, whatever year that was, 23, we had 9 camps. And then 2024, we kind of pivoted and created our one main Compass to Nursing summer nurse camp, where we had 115 high school students. And so that's really kind of like our way of having that touch with students. And then from there, students have an opportunity to sign up for those year-round events. So outside of that, that's really what keeps us busy. We love staying in contact with students that reach out to us for questions, seeing students when we go to their schools, when we go to fairs. So that's primarily what we're doing right now. So
yes. So students who want to get involved, they can look forward to these camps that you're going to have in the summer, getting education year-round, different types of nursing knowledge, just from where all the different areas of nursing that you can explore.
Mm-hmm.
And they could possibly get a mentor and be a mentee, as they continue within their journey.
Yes.
So it sounds like CompassRN is bringing in a lot. They're providing a lot of information and things that you wouldn't just, get a chance to see on a regular basis.
Yes. And that's the goal. We really want it to be a one-stop shop for nursing, right? Like if you all the way from, hey, can you help me decide on maybe what college I, could go to that has a nursing program, all the way down to, hey, can you help me with my nurse care plan or something like that? That's the kind of support we want students to have. So yeah, okay. We're trying.
Yes. Well, it sounds like you're offering a lot for these students. I mean, you said in order to be a part of you, just go to CompassRN in order for them to, is it on all the social platforms?
Yes. Yep. All social platforms. And if you're not in the Houston area, you're, of course, welcome to send us messages. And, we would love to, like I said, further our reach and help students as much as we can. So.
Okay, Renee. So we're on Navigating Nursing Podcast.
Yes, we are.
What can the viewers expect to be getting from this? Like, what is your vision for this podcast?
My vision. Like I mentioned, I think it would be great to have an extension of what we do here in Houston locally, to be able to reach students, however far we can have students be reached. I actually started a YouTube channel before I even started working as a nurse. I had just graduated nursing school. I joined the Army, got, stationed where I was in Washington. And I just put a camera up and I was just trying to kind of encourage people, and super awkward, super dark, horrible lighting. And I just kind of just started doing what I thought viewers could benefit from when I was in their shoes. And so really, it's funny to kind of see how things have come full circle, and how life works and how God works. And I won't say, I never thought that I would be doing anything like this. I'm a very introverted person. I kind of like the behind the scenes, so I am happy to just kind of, show my face for a couple of episodes with you, being an amazing host. And I just really envision, again, just what we do here to be an extension.
Okay.
To reach students.
Yes. Okay. So the Navigating Nursing Podcast is going to just kind of, like you said, be an extension of your CompassRN. We're going to be giving knowledge about all things nursing. We're going to have people on to come speak and give their knowledge and, encourage the future nurses that are out there, as well as if you have questions for us, if there's anything that you're wanting to know more about, or, that you're thinking about nursing, but, there's questions that you want answered before you make that, full emerging yourself into this, then ask those questions. We're here to answer them as best we can. And I'm excited to see, what you want to know and to elaborate and explain what it is out there and all the options and things to do.
Yes, there's so much to talk about, so many different things, even outside of nursing, just how nursing, it encompasses mental health and encompasses self-care and preparation. And even if you are a nurse, and just there's so many different things in different directions. So I'm excited.
So much to pour into you guys.
Yes.
So we're excited.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And I'm excited to have you as a host. I think you're just, when we had this idea, you were, there wasn't anybody else that came in mind. I think you're a great just support for CompassRN, but also sharing your journey and we always talk about how our journeys are different, but alike in the same way. I think we both had our own struggles. And so I love that you're going to be very honest and encouraging, but also making sure that people understand, right? And that's one of the biggest things that I really enjoy about you in this space is that I know you're going to be honest, but you're also going to be very helpful and very encouraging. So I'm excited.
Thank you.
That you're here.
Yes, I definitely do love helping and educating everyone from all different aspects. If I have the information, I love to share it with you. But, honesty is the best policy.
Yes.
So, I want you to know, what you're getting into or what you really know, make sure you're going down the right path for yourself, making the best decision for you, not just going off of what you think something is.
That is a whole word in itself, because that can lead you down some roads that you don't have to go through. So
yes. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. And of course, we're always going to be here helping you navigate your way through nursing, whether you're at the beginning, the middle, or, somewhere on the outside of that. But we're definitely going to be providing all that we can. So join us again for another episode of Navigating Nursing Podcast, brought to you by Compass Ed. It was awesome to have you here with us, and we look forward to bringing you more information on nursing and all the knowledge and information we can provide to you guys out there. We look forward to helping guide you in your journey through nursing. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.